Iron Maiden's Legacy of the Beast tour is over.
That's it, it's done, it's over.
And it has actually become one of the strangest tours in the band's career. So here's a quick summary of it. Number 1, technically it is the longest tour in Iron Maiden's career. Okay, maybe the best word to use would be the most stretched tour in Iron Maiden's career. The original intention by the band was to start out with 38 shows scheduled in Europe in 2018, then go to the Americas in 2019 and conclude the tour with a European stadium run and several shows in Asia and Oceania in 2020, on which the band would take their fans around the world on a journey through a number of different but interlocking worlds created by Iron Maiden throughout the years, featuring stage decorations inspired by the setting of their popular mobile game. We all know that because of the pandemic, some 2020 shows were cancelled and others rescheduled, first to 2021 and then to 2022. And that's when the band thought, why not make it a full-length leg of the tour instead, to treat their fans who've been eagerly waiting for an Iron Maiden show for 2 long years. But still, even if we do remove the 2 gap years the band was forced to take, Legacy of the Beast tour will still remain the longest spanning tour in Iron Maiden's history. But despite being more than 4 years long, Legacy of the Beast tour still remains only the 4th longest tour in terms of the amount of shows played, with 139 concerts. Lagging behind that 1986 Somewhere on Tour with 151 shows, The Beast on the Road with 184, and the legendary and unbeatable leader in terms of Iron Maiden tours, World Slavery Tour, with a mind-blowing amount of 187 shows played. By the way, of course there were several more shows scheduled for Legacy of the Beast tour, including in my hometown Kyiv, Ukraine, for which I and tens of thousands of Ukrainian metalheads had tickets, yet we were not able to see Iron Maiden this year because of the war in our country. So please do not forget that the biggest war since World War II is going on right now in the middle of Europe, and never normalize it in your head. And please continue supporting Ukraine in any way you possibly can. But with 139 shows, Legacy of the Beast tour actually equals, in terms of the number of concerts played, with the 1983 World Peace tour, which I think is kind of ironic, since most Iron Maiden fans know that at the end of the 1983 World Peace tour, during the last performance in Dortmund, Germany, the band infamously killed Eddie on stage, removing his brain and beating him up with their guitars. And so it is kind of ironic that at the end of the thank you video for the Legacy of the Beast tour, Iron Maiden's mascot is taking his revenge by beating, dragging, and packing Bruce Dickinson up for a year until 2023. It also has become the tour with the most changing set list, as the band completely revisited the songs they played on the first leg of the tour in 2018-2019 upon their second coming in 2022. It became the first tour since 2003 which has honored both albums released by Blaze Bayley on vocals, which I think is a great thing. In addition, for the very first time since 1985, Adrian Smith performed a guitar solo in Revelations, which has been played by Yannick Gers every time since then, and the 2 guitarists actually rotated, performing it each night of this tour, which has never been done before. But most importantly, Iron Maiden brought back the classic, as for the very first time since 1986, Flight of the Icarus has made it to the band's setlist. Touch the sun, yeah. All in all, the band has played songs from 11 out of the 17 studio albums released by Iron Maiden, with 0 songs played from the Book of Souls, The Final Frontier, Dance of Death, No Prayer for the Dying, the album Killers, which to be honest with you is very weird.
Yes, that's true.
And of course the album Somewhere in Time, which we all know will get some justice next year. Has become the tour with the most amount of Eddies appearing on stage together with Iron Maiden.
What?
In 2022, after Iron Maiden included several songs from their latest studio record, Senjutsu Eddie became a regular guest on stage right at the very beginning of the show, coming out and posing during the first song on the setlist. He later quickly changed into old clothes and appeared in his classic outfit during the Trooper, and as always irritated the band and fought with Bruce and the boys. And finally, a giant Eddie the Head also was making an appearance during the song Iron Maiden. And I honestly predict something similar happening during the band's next year's The Future Past tour, with the Cyber Eddie hopefully making it through space and time, and who knows, we might finally see the two Eddies actually fight on stage next year. But most importantly, it showed that today, in 2022, Iron Maiden still remains one of the greatest bands on the planet, as more than 3 million people attended the concerts to see Iron Maiden live on their Legacy of the Beast tour, showing once again to the entire world that heavy metal is alive and well, and we metalheads keep the heavy metal fire burning pretty well. And were you one of those 3 million people, and are you planning to see Iron Maiden live on their next The Future Past tour? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this very short video, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!